Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Wednesday, the 20th of October 2021. So Bitcoin surges to record high, dollar dives as a UK economic outlook plummets. As could be said for most countries. Total cryptocurrency market cap topped 2.5 trillion, a new record high. Then on to more important matters. They insist everything will be fine as we face a shortage of chicken, coffee, diapers, fish sticks, frozen meals and carbonated drinks. This is the United States of America. This is the sort of thing it is not supposed to happen. Well, absolutely. Is it engineered? Who knows? Billionaire supermarket owner warns that food prices will go up tremendously. And the trend will not drop anytime soon, which is probably why we're seeing the metals moving higher and the dollar dropping at the moment. And speaking of inflation, today is the CPI for the UK. This is out at 7 a.m, about half an hour from when I'm recording. And I love how they've forecasted exactly the same as the previous. And we know with the price of fuel and everything during the last 5 or 6 weeks has moved to the upside. But again, it depends what you have in the basket when you calculate the CPI numbers, doesn't it? Lip gloss and disposable cameras, which have featured before now, are very good at tamping down the perception of what the real inflation figures are. Anybody with half a brain cell knows from the weekly shop that this is not the case. But like I say, it's how you manipulate it and what you actually use as a criterion to actually calculate the numbers. The gold-silver ratio has continued to move to the downside. Silver is still moving to the upside a lot faster than gold. That's what this is indicating here. And that's typical of the silver market as well. If we go back to last year, you will see when we had a big move in the silver market, how this happened when, it's actually February. That's when we went to $30 an ounce there. But if you go back just a little bit further, you'll see that when silver started trending to the upside, it outperformed gold, which you can see there. This was the 128 level, 128 silver coins for 1 ounce of gold. Incredible. When that happened, and silver was forced down to $13 an ounce as well. And then you can see as the market started to move higher in the underlying market, that is in the silver price market, how the gold-silver ratio then shows it. I was just pausing there because I was just looking at this bit here where it stayed around the 70 mark, and then of course we've seen it move the other way as well. Okay, that's takes care of the news, etc. So let's have a look at the Dow. I'll start off with that. I think this is the one. And once again, we see prices moving to the upside through the 89 yesterday. We're just a stone's throw away from the all-time high that was made over here, which is back in August. Just on the cusp there. We haven't got a lot of news today to move the market, which can be an advantage. But also notes here, I've just spotted this. We've got a lot of resistance across here at the 35,500 level as well. So we've got to get through that psychological level in order to move to the upside. In the 30-minute chart, we've got the market moving strongly in the futures. New York opens. The cash market always sees a bit of a sell-off to begin with. They use the futures market to bring up the value of the cash shares, and then they can offload with a few more quid profit, whilst it looks like it's going to sell off from the open, but it's not. It's just that forced selling at the beginning creates this, and then the market then recovers and moves up. As soon as they've churned through the sell orders, then they're free to move the market back to the upside, as those who don't know what's going on come in and buy the dips with buying stocks. In the DAX, nowhere near the all-time high compared to the Dow. You can see very tiny bar yesterday, really quiet for this market, which we'll look at in more detail in just a moment. Back at the 5-bar moving averages, not a lot to report about the DAX. It's just gone really quiet in the last few days. And in the 30-minute chart, apart from the sell-off initially, 70-point sell-off at the open, you can then see a similar picture. Then the market is brought back very quiet overnight. And in the 2-minute chart, you can see a bit more detail of yesterday morning The market was up in the futures. Just drag this across. You can see slow grind to the upside. As soon as the cash market opened, there was massive sell orders for stocks on the German DAX, and then the market just came back. It just drifted in a sideways range, then became really quiet, as you can see here through the morning, managing just to move up. In the afternoon was a complete waste of time as the market just traded sideways. There's no news to move the market, just as simple as that. And then overnight you can see the same thing, where the market's just trading in a narrow range, trying to get up to yesterday's high. But failing at the moment. It needs to hold above the DP in order to move to the upside and then get back through the 20 bar, the 200 MA as well. And then finally, in the metals markets, yesterday silver moving up sharply to over $24 an ounce yesterday. What was the high? Let's have a quick look. We were at 24.10, so and a half. So we're heading back towards that 25, which would be really good, because that's where the last sell-off took place, from 25 all the way down to 22 and a half. So we've got to get through yesterday's high and then up to this high to the left, which is just going to be under the $25, and then also from here down to here, this 89 level as well. It's interesting, we're just at the 78 yesterday, so the 78 needs to be taken out, and then the 89, and then certainly 25 in order to keep this upside momentum going for silver. Gold, as we saw from the gold silver ratio, is sort of sideways to higher, finding a bit of support, but it was hammered more to the downside yesterday than silver. If you look at silver, it came back sort of 50% or 60%, back towards 60%, losing a third, just over a third from the high. But gold losing a lot more. And the dollar, and that was the reason why the dollar had a bit of a bounce in the afternoon off the 62% retracement there. And overnight, we're seeing the dollar moving back to the downside. We need to take out the low here of yesterday, as much as we need to take out the high in both the silver and gold as well. So this low here needs to be removed. Let me get rid of that one. So 93.45 is the low that wants to be taken out here. We're already through the 89, so let's see what happens during today. We can get rid of these because we're not moving to the upside at the moment. That one can go. So 62 and the low here. Unfortunately, there's not much on the US news front today to move it, but we'll see. There's certainly plenty of peripheral news, which we've just seen with regards to food prices and shortages, etc. So there we go. That's just a quick roundup of everything today. Say the market's quite quiet, and that's because we haven't got any Fed news, non-farm, etc. So there we go. Okay, that's it for this one. As ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.